that's on here now. Want to begin, we have a closed caption available below if you get an opportunity and you need that resource. My name is Angel Reina. I'm the campus president for Madera and Oakhurst Community College Centers. Welcome, and we're having this pizza with the president to try to provide some updates and then also have some Q&As with students. So I want to begin with a few updates. Recently, we had our accreditation site visit, and I know I mentioned it at the previous pizza with the president, but do want to provide an additional update that we're feeling very confident based on the follow-up visit that the commission, which meets June 10th through the 12th, will hopefully grant us initial accreditation, which will then allow us to become an independent college. And as a result of that, one of the steps that we're taking as part of the overall transition is working to change our name, and we have to work with our accrediting commission to do that. So what we've done is placed on the Board of Trustee agenda for next week to have them take formal action to change our name from Madera Community College Center to Madera Community College. Initially, we had plans to survey the community and ask them whether we should be Madera College, Madera Community College, or other. But then we sought guidance from the State Chancellor's Office, and they provided some ed code, basically law that says, you have to have community college in the name. So therefore, we're focusing on our name moving forward to be Madera Community College, but it is a process, and taking it to the Board of Trustees is the first part of that process. The second thing that I want to provide an update on is related to commencement. I know that's been an ongoing conversation we've been having. The commencement work group has met. They have a recommendation, and based on the survey that we had with students that were planning and had declared to graduate, about 70% of the students and those others that also participated in the survey are recommending that we postpone a face-to-face, the commencement in general, until we could do a face-to-face. Therefore, we still want to honor and celebrate the students that will be completing this spring. And so we are planning to coordinate and have a virtual celebration. I would tell you, the students, to please look at our website. More information will be coming hopefully by this Friday, but please check our website. We'll have more details relative to that virtual celebration. Another thing that I wanted to share with you all, and we saw some of you come through earlier today, is we've been continuing to do food distribution every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we try to do it as frequently as we can, and we try to announce on social media and via email and Canvas. So please check those information outlets as frequently as you can for those updates. We're also planning to have another one next week. We can't confirm because we're working in conjunction with Madera County Food Bank, but they have confirmed that we are going to have another one next week. I'm waiting to see if it'll be Wednesday or Thursday. We just have to work around their schedule because they're also very busy serving the community. So please check whether it be Facebook, social media, your email, Canvas, information from faculty members, counselors on that, because we want to make sure that we're supporting you holistically, not just on your online classroom, student service supports, but we know food is very important, and we want to make sure we can provide that resource to you. Earlier today, we were able to distribute about 200 boxes. We had our custodial staff, we had our, VP Harris, we had Dean Conner out here along with Monica and Sophie. We had just a lot of folks helping out to distribute to our community. And, as good as the deed that we're doing, it's also unfortunate when we have to turn some cars away. So we know that there is a great need. And so we'll continue to provide that service as long as we can. The other thing I wanted to provide you an update, because when we had this pizza with the president 2 weeks ago, we talked about some stimulus dollars that were coming our way. They're called CARES Act, more specifically for us. And we were getting about $4.2 million. And as I mentioned before in the accreditation process, currently we're still under Reedley College. So the federal government funded us through Reedley College. So we have some funding there for students that are eligible based on their criteria and restrictions. Our financial aid office, in conjunction with Reedley's, will be sending out information to students, hopefully sometime this week, if not next, to let students know that they either are eligible or, hey, you could be eligible, but we need X, Y, Z. And so we're looking, the dollar amounts will vary. We're still working on finalizing those pieces. And students have to meet that criteria. I won't share too much here because it's evolving a little bit with CARES in terms of who's eligible, who's not. But Jesse Naranjo, our financial aid person here at Madera, will be a great person to connect with. And his number, if the students need it, somebody can probably type it on there in the Q&A piece in the chat, but it's 559-675-4821. He would be a great person to connect with. But like I mentioned, more information is forthcoming on that. So that's it for my updates, but I also have our senior research and planning analyst on the call who wants to provide an update relative to a survey. So I'll turn it over to her, and then we'll get to any questions and answers or questions that you may have. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, President Reyna. Can everyone hear me okay? Awesome.
Yes.
So for our Madera and Oakhurst students, just in our efforts to continually assess student needs and be student-centered, we would like to understand how we can continue to support you, not only during this pandemic, right, this transition of the pandemic, but after. But we need your feedback. So I'm going to punch in some details here in the chat pod for a survey that we're having that's currently open. Complete the 10-minute survey and you'll be entered to win a free pizza. So details will also be posted on the Canvas banner and of course via our student email. Okay, and again, it's just your feedback is always so imperative, and it helps us provide services such as the hotspots and our laptops and some of these things we're doing with ensuring that we have food boxes. So we appreciate your time. And I know you're probably being a little bit overly sampled now, but your words and your comments are more important now more than ever. So thank you in advance for completing that. I'm going to go ahead and punch the details in the chat pod. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. We appreciate that. And part of the reason that we try to do the surveys, as Liz has mentioned, is we want to make sure that the work that we do is intentional and is directed at the actual needs that you have versus what we think you may need. And so those are the reasons why we're having Pizza with the President, why we try to do the surveys, is we want to be intentional and strategic to serve you better during this transition and even prior to that. So at this moment, I'd like to open it up to students if they have any questions, and you can either speak through your mic if you have one, or through the chat box. So maybe as we wait for some students to maybe ponder a question, or maybe we address some pieces that they were curious about, does anyone in particular want to provide an update or discuss kind of some of the work that we're doing with students that we may not have shared broadly potentially? And you don't have to, I don't want to put anyone in the spot, but I also want to give you a voice if you want.
Can you tell us more about how the no pass classes work?
Who wants to handle that?
I was gonna unmute myself. Can you hear me? Let's see.
I could hear you.
You could hear you, Gracie.
Okay, am I coming in clear? Sorry, because of my allergies, I'm a mess over here. Hi, this is Gracie Spear. So currently what we are doing is the district is working on a policy and a process to make sure that students are informed of the benefits or how selecting a pass no pass can affect them negatively. So I think we're probably within a couple of days of having a process and a policy. And then all of the counselors will know, so you can talk to any counselor and ask for advice and recommendation depending on your situation, because it depends on where you're gonna plan on transferring to, what your major is, so different things. So we wanna make sure that before a student drops a class, or not drops, but before they have it changed to pass, no pass, that they know how that may affect them. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
just to add, Gracie, this is Sergio. I'm also a counselor. Before, as a student, before I make any decision whether to drop a class with or change it to pass no pass, please call the counseling office or go online to Life Help. It's on their webpage, and talk to a counselor before you make a decision. The last thing we want is for that decision to, one, either affect you with financial aid, or two, find out later that change to pass no pass didn't actually transfer, or that class is not going to fulfill the requirements to that university that you want to transfer to.
Thank you, Gracie and Sergio. I think both of them, Mariela, emphasized the need to connect with the counselor before making the decision, so you can make an informed decision and you understand the consequences related to any decision you make. Do we have other questions and or updates from folks?
President Reina, can I add a reminder?
Yes, please.
Good afternoon to all of our students out there. I'm Deisy Ruiz, your job developer, and just wanted to remind everyone that if you are looking for summer employment, we do know these are uncertain times, but there are a lot of businesses out there that are reinventing themselves and creating new opportunities. So please don't hesitate to reach out. I am available virtually. I'm scheduling Zoom meetings to help with resumes, the job search, and interviewing skills. So please reach out. I'll drop my email in the chat so that you can access me. And I just want to make sure to let you know that right now in Madera, I just received the announcement. Riley's Brewery, I think they are now making hand sanitizer, and they are looking to hire additional folks this summer at $13 an hour. So if you're looking for summer employment, there are some opportunities out there. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Daisy, for that information. Anyone else have any updates for students, or students have any additional questions?
I don't know if Sergio can answer this, but you had said that you weren't 100% sure about how the stimulus is going to be for school. But I was wondering if, like, the students who are undocumented, or if they have DACA, I'm wondering if they qualify. I don't know if you know that.
Are you asking in regards to the CARES Act dollars?
Yeah, for the Reedy College.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's one of the restrictions that they're not included within the CARES Act because it's federal dollars, and typically they end up doing that. And we were really disappointed, not just as a district, but I think as a state. Our governor and our state chancellor was really disappointed with that clarification on the restrictions, because the money was meant to support all of our students and we wanted to be able to do that. However, one of the things that we're looking at and planning with our foundation folks is trying to figure out what money is available so then we can support the students that were left out, specifically undocumented DACA students, to support them with that.
And just to add, just to add, we have a dream counselor at Madera Community College Center. His name is Jose Alvarez Torres. I'm going to include his name along with his contact info. He is a great resource to know about and to definitely talk to. In addition to providing academic advising, he has a lot of connections throughout the community that could provide legal services for undocumented students.
I do know that, hello, this is Leticia Canales, the Dean of Students. I do know we have someone from the financial aid office that may have just joined us. If you may be able to assist with some additional information in terms of financial aid.
Jesse, were you able to hear?
Hi, I just hopped on, so I didn't hear the question, or but I'm available to help.
Leticia, did you have any information specifically that you wanted Jesse to focus on?
No, it was primarily the question. I know that he was having a difficulty time linking in. That's why I wanted the question to be restated so he is able to respond.
Mariela, do you want to restate your question relative to undocumented students, DACA students? So I guess I can restate it and you can tell me if it's accurate. Eligibility for CARES Act dollars.
Yeah.
So the CARES Act dollars, I know it does, DREAM Act students won't qualify for those funds, but I know we're working with the foundation to provide a scholarship application to students who are DREAM Act students or students who are not receiving CARE Act funds. And that should be coming out pretty soon. We're actually meeting this Friday. So there is going to be alternative assistance for students who don't qualify for CARE Act funds. So make sure you check your email because we're going to be communicating to any student that didn't qualify for those type of federal funds.
Thank you, Jesse. Does anyone else have a question or an update for students?
Hello, this is Shelly Conner. I'm the Dean of Instruction. I oversee the library. And for students who have asked about returning of library books and materials, I just wanted to let you know that you should be checking your Canvas because you'll be notified of what those dates will be upcoming to get the library books and other library materials returned. And there won't be any late fees charged during this current semester, but there will be a time frame in which those materials will need to come back, and you'll be notified when that is via Canvas.
Thank you, Dean Conner.
This is Teng Her. I'm the Director of Technology. I just wanted to add that for returning of laptops, also please check Canvas and emails. So we'll be providing dates and instructions on how to return laptops that you checked out for the semester.
Thanks, Teng, for that update.
President Reina, I was just thinking in terms of updates, just to remind students that summer open registration is May 18, and first time non-reg to go students that are fully matriculated, they're going to start registering May 22nd.
Thank you for that update, Gracie. Any additional questions from students? All right, seeing no more and not seeing any other updates, just a gentle reminder, we'll be having pizza with the president next week as well. If we see that it's not gaining traction, we may cancel it. So just be up to date. I may end up doing a video and just post it, but we want to make sure that we're here to support you and answer any questions that you may have. As you can see, you have a committed team here. You have, myself, VPs, deans, counselors, IT director, senior research and planning analyst. You have the whole team here to support you. So please know that. Wishing you all a great rest of your day and great week. Stay safe and stay healthy. Take care.